I had a great boss, probably my best boss I ever had. Ex-IBMer, they were recruited into Harris to become general manager of our division. We were a diverse culture. And yeah, you have to know what you're doing. He was very supportive. He did all the things of teaching you know, what you hadn't learned yet on how to do your job and coaching you through the things that, rather than do it for you, coaching you through you doing it so you knew it. But the other thing that he brought to the table was have a life. He was very sensitive to all of his team. He knows he was creating a pressure cooker because he had smart guys trying to do really hard things. And he was very good at making certain we all stayed balanced. Have a family life, have an outside life, and work really, really hard when you're inside the building.
I think two things for me has always been, with my mentors, is the ability that listening is just as important as being able to speak, and it is a form of communication. And I think the other thing is caring, caring about having people that care about my success, but also care about the company's success and their coworkers and that kind of thing, because you know, the integrity and the truth being is you really can't fake it for a long time that you care about other people if you really don't, because ultimately you get found out. And I've always been blessed with mentors who really cared about me and my getting ahead, and they taught me a lot about listening.
One of the best pieces of advice I had my first 8 years with the company. I've been progressing rapidly, going through various original engineering things to managing fairly large projects, to the point that I, in a annual performance ranking, had one of the highest rankings ever. Our whole group was transferred to a different division of the company with the same head manager. And the next year, my performance ranking went from that to average. And I went to him and said, "Gene, what did I do wrong?" He said, "The competition here is stiffer. You're doing as well as you were before, but you're now against tougher competition." And that was a wake-up call to basically step back from trying to be the manager and basically step back and doing original engineering again. And basically working my way up a different path. But it was the wake-up call that I needed.
I'd say the other thing is, coming from an engineering background, of being mentored about the importance of people development. You've heard, some comments here about know your strengths and weaknesses and surround yourself with people that complement that. But the other piece that's just as important as that is kind of what's also been said about make sure those people are successful. Figure out what their needs are, figure out how to develop them. And that, in many cases, is more effective than you trying to spend time helping them solve the engineering problem. At some level, kind of developing them, helping them be successful, understanding what their career needs are, will help make you much more successful at a given level than trying to get down and do the detailed engineering work. And kind of being mentored on the importance of that, and feeling good at the end of the day that you had done that, as opposed to you'd solved the equations or written some C code or whatever. Because engineers are trained that there needs to be a tangible product at the end of the day. And so is there a tangible product at the end of each day around people development? Well, the answer is probably not, but over a multi-year period, can you see the people around you be successful and it's that tangible? I'd say, yeah, it is, but it's a little bit different than, what did I accomplish today sort of view.
I would say that one of my many mentors taught me tip number 7, don't be afraid of failure. I, for one, was scared to death of failure. And I think for a long time, about my 61 years, I wouldn't stretch myself because I would fear that I might fail. But my mentor, I'll just give you one example of what he would typically say. He was the manager of the Space Shuttle main engine project when it was being developed. Probably the most complicated rocket engine ever developed. And he would come in on a Monday morning after we blew an engine up on the test stand and tell our center director at the time, "I am so happy to tell you, we blew up another rocket on Saturday." But what we learned from that failure is so very valuable. And the truth of the matter is, you will learn from your failures. So make them calculated failures, but you will learn, and I would say stretch yourself, have stretch goals, and from time to time you will fail, and that's just A-okay.